This is the grid that the Bombers call home.
You're throwing the tee in the ground. If your hand's not shaking, there's something wrong.
I'm in my element, it's evident that there's levels to the game. I'm in my element, flow is like water, I'm forced to a fire, I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth, following God, and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element, yeah. I'm in my element.
Let's take a closer look at Group 2, set to tee off at 10 a.m. Central Time. Now, this group features some seriously heavy hitters. Martin Borgmeyer, Reed Russell, Sean Johnson, and Sebastian Twaddell, among others. Martin Borgmeyer was back with a vengeance in LaSalle just a couple of weekends ago. The 32-year-old has been one of the top golfers on the tour so far. He was the champion in Mesquite Volume 1, had a top 8 appearance in Hope Sound, and after not making the round of 32 in Mesquite Volume 2, he stormed back with an appearance in the LaSalle Final. Will Borgmeyer be the first two-time event winner we see this year? The world's 7th-ranked long driver, Reed Russell, has also been incredibly consistent on the tour. Russell was a finalist in Mesquite Volume 1, cracked the top 8 in Hope Sound, and we saw him in the round of 16 in LaSalle. Is this the weekend that Russell wins his first event? Sean Johnson is another golfer who's knocking at that door of his first event win. The 28-year-old led his group in the round of 64 at LaSalle. He went on to make the top 8. He's still looking for his first appearance in an event final. Seb Twaddell had what he called a frustrating performance in LaSalle, but was still strong, leading the group in the round of 64 and advancing to the top 8, where he was taken down by Martin Borgmeyer. It'll be interesting to see how the 22-year-old responds here in Memphis. He's looking for his second event win of the year. 2 champions in this group. Will it be Borgmeyer, Twaddell, maybe someone else? Watch it all go down 10 a.m. Central Time, youtube.com/@WorldLongDrive.
All right, we're live in Memphis. Wes!
He's back.
We made it interesting on that last set there in set number 5. And then going to a 4-man playoff. That's the first 4-man playoff we've had, but the pride of Memphis is back. Talk about your life living in Memphis.
Where do I start? Memphis is a great town, man. I'm excited to be back. We're out here and got away from putt-putt. We're out here at sick grid this year. So
yeah, it's nice.
excited.
I mean, back-to-back turf farms, which is good. I mean, no complaints about bad rolls and bad bounces here, but Martin Borgmeyer featured here in slot number 1. 2022 world champion. Ended up winning Mesquite Volume 1, took second place to Zach Holton in Denver a couple weeks ago, but Marty Borgie mentioned that his shorts are a little bit longer and a little bit looser than he wanted today, but looking good. So 360, slot 1 seems to be the slot that everybody's winning in. Was there a certain slot that you fancied more than the other?
I mean, I always feel like the slot 1 definitely set up the best. This is how this grid is set up. And with the wind going, you kind of just aim towards the left center and just let it ride. And just like that ball flight, play straight out a little bit better. I mean, deep, but 360 is a good ball out here.
Maurice Allen, 2018 world champ, a gentleman that has won, I can guarantee he has more wins all over the world than anybody else. He's won literally everywhere, besides like Antarctica. And we jokingly said if there was a tournament in Antarctica, Maurice would have entered it for sure.
And he probably would have won.
He would have. I mean, he's tough, man. The guy just knows how to win. Obviously battled broken hand in his left hand. He had 5 broken bones. And but he had an interesting route getting here, just like you and I did from Florida. It was tough. It was a tough way to get here. You didn't get your clubs, huh?
I got my clubs last night about 9 p.m. and we took off, Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Try to find a hotel at 3 a.m. in Atlanta is not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, trying to find a rent-a-car in Memphis at 3 in the morning isn't easy either. So we made it. We're here. You're advancing to the round of 32. Was there a certain ball flight you're working on? Maurice Allen looks like he's got a ball down that left side that might stay in play. Let's look at the ball speed. A little bit of a miss hit for Maurice. Maybe in play, though.
The balls are staying in. If they hit in the grid, they're staying in for the most part. There's not a whole lot of rollout left or right.
Borgmeyer with the ball down the right side at 220. Not sure if that one stayed in, but that one looked good. Nice little profile on that shot. 379 Marty Borgie. 379. Longest ball so far of this tournament was from Kyle Berkshire at 383 yards. The wind looks like it's shifted just a little bit. It's more downwind now. A little bit of a swirl. It was slightly in the face today, but it was funny. Like in the Final Four, your thing was out, and the only thing that you could see was the shot tracer. So I knew that your ball that you hit 360 was in play because it was dead straight. I couldn't see anything. It was just a yellow screen and then a red line. So, but Martin Borgmeyer 379, Bryce Mooney 355, Maurice Allen 343, Tommy Baltazar at 272. And I don't know if Bobby Ray's rubbing off on the players, but he's looks like he's going with the sleeveless shirt.
I mean, I'm telling you, everybody's battling for jockeying position for the best dressed out there. I know Jacob's got somebody nipping at his heels.
Yeah,
a couple guys.
Yeah, Galladay's always dressed in press.
He's going to be in a mental pretzel hearing that today.
All right, so Sebastian Twiddell ended up getting in a car wreck 2 days ago. I didn't even know that, but just saw the pictures of the car wreck, and it wasn't good. He was on the passenger side, and it was a passenger side crash that deployed all the airbags. So he's got a nice little scratch on his left leg, and he said that his chest is really sore. So that's something to look out for. But, yeah, he ended up getting in a car wreck a couple days ago, so hopefully he's going to be okay. But Seb, 22 years old from Australia, ended up taking he made a Final 8 in Denver, and honestly, he struggled too, and he still did really well. You know, what do you think about Seb coming on the scene here and putting up these insane numbers, ball speed, club speed?
It's been impressive. I mean, obviously the numbers don't lie, but it's been impressive how he started, and it was kind of sporadic, and you could tell there's a little bit of nerves. And for somebody to be able to pick up this sport with that kind of speed, and people don't understand how hard it is to hit it straight with that kind of speed, for him to figure it out that quickly, it's scary. I don't like facing him unless it's in the finals. I hope he misses that.
Yeah, well, it's a guy that makes mini finals, Will Hogue, your brother from Memphis, you know, and he's not Fire Marshal Will anymore. He's Captain Will Hogue. He is the boss here. So, you know, you hope to never see Will, you know, in action. You know, he's trying to save your life or something like that. But I mean, Will has won so many tournaments. You know, 2018, he won practically every tournament besides the World Championships.
Let's not talk about 18 because
I know you guys matched up.
Yeah, he clipped me in the finals in 18 here. But, I mean, Memphis is a hotbed for a lawn drive, man, over the years. You got Will Hogue, Spencer McDaniel. You got, oh, my gosh, what was his name that came in second in the world? Starts with a B.
He came in second in the world?
Back in, like, early 2000s. Gosh, he's – all right, forget that.
Bob.
You would know who I'm talking about. Bolden. I'm going to look it up. We need to find somebody to give us that answer.
Seb Twiddell at 345. Will Hogue without a number. Let's take a peek at Will Hogue here. 210 ball. You know, Will made a Final 8. He's entered a couple tournaments so far, but a guy that you're always going to see late in a tournament. You know, Will just got to put some balls in play, and right now just got a nice smooth swing there. 213 ball flight. That one's a laser. That one's 142 feet in the air. We looked at the carry distance, and we did hear early on from grid workers that we were getting about 15 to 20 yards a roll. So that one landed at 345 on Flight Scope. Let's see if that was a good number from Will. I'm going to say that's going to take the lead. 361. Over under. Over under. If we're in Tunica, we're going to take the over 361.
This last one he hit might clip them all.
Yeah.
210, good flight. Might be going against a little bit against that wind.
Ball number 4 looks like it said it went out of bounds. I said, once again, nothing's confirmed until there's an underline under this. But currently, Sebastian Twiddell's at 345, and Will Hogue has hit 2 really good balls. That fourth ball looked like it stayed in play, 357.
He finds a way, man. No matter if he has 5 balls out, he finds a way to get a good ball in just about every single set.
Yep. So Mark Costello's a guy like that too, and you too. I mean, like I said, when you're hitting the ball straight, you're dangerous, and not only that, I've watched you creep up in speed as well. You had 217 last tournament, and like I said, I'm multitasking slightly, but I saw some balls like right in 215. But Will Hogue's going to take down the set at 357 yards.
Ball's going far today. Since I'm mathematically through to the round of 32, and it really doesn't matter what place I finish in the top 8, we're gonna mic me up for the next 2 sets. We're gonna have a little fun. 20-mile-an-hour tailwinds right now. I'm hoping this holds for the next 4 or 5 minutes for my set.
Berkshire with that cut. That's the one that he was looking for. That one's in play. That one looks good.
Oh, I'm going to go with B twice. I don't care. I mean, I'm going to try to hit it in play, but this head, the odds of hitting play are almost 0. Did you get me on that last one? No, that one was That's all you got?
No, I whiffed them all, Kyle. You're lucky.
Sorry, but hey, I actually hit balls in play with you calling now. Isn't that awesome? Need a couple of those today.
We figured out the name. It was Brooks Baldwin.
Brooks Baldwin.
Brooks from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, but did live in Memphis. So, yeah, Brooks, good hitter. He ended up finishing second to Mike Dobb in 2007, my first year in Lawn Drive. So, Brooks, if you're tuning in, Hattie, big country. big country. So we have 114 on hand right now tuning in. We had a nice following earlier on. We had up to almost 500 people live, and one video is going viral. We were talking about it, the ladies division. They have like almost 100,000 views. So we always said that on Instagram. And guys, my following on my page has got like 96% dudes. They like seeing the ladies hit golf balls. But the good thing, yeah, the good thing is that these girls hit it really far. Hit it 350, 360.
They're actually looking at them.
Sometimes on my page I might post someone that hits it about 114 yards, and I still say they hit it 700. So, but right now we are live in Memphis, Tennessee. Wes Patterson, the 2018 Global Infinity Series champion. In the booth.
Invitational.
You still have the golden ticket too.
I have the golden ticket. I haven't used it yet, but I think me and Gavin and Sandra Kohlberg are going to hold on that one till
the
we're
golden
6 feet
ticket.
under. Yep.
Yep. Free flights to Dubai for the rest of your life.
Just got to find her.
But, yeah, this Lawn Drive's taking you all over the world. You being a ball guy, a pro ball guy. You got Sean Johnson, got drafted, ball guy. But it's, talk about your baseball career and then talk about your Lawn Drive career bouncing all over the world.
I mean, the Long Drive career has been better. I haven't gotten hurt as much. The baseball career, you know as well as anybody, battling injuries is what gets you out of the game very quickly. But, I get to travel the world. I get to play a little baseball over in Australia and overseas a little bit. And, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I'd rather hit 6 golf balls at a time than sit out there and shack some BP and get a couple ABs every now and then,
Yeah, no. Say
381.
Try being a starting pitcher, in the minor leagues, especially back in the day. We staying in luxurious one-star hotels, So.
Did you play any golf on the road?
No. I went to bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning and woke up at 2 and right to the field. Sean Johnson, 381. Sean is the last 2 events has looked awesome, and it said a guy to look out for. He's knocking on the doorstep of a W as well. But yeah, Sean is looking good. Kyle Gabbard, 364, the amateur world champ, PLDA in 2021. And I told him and his parents that I would mention Kyle Gabbard's name at least 7 times on this broadcast, and we are at 2 now, so I still have 5 more to go. Kyle, he's always putting himself
Sean Johnson, that club head's coming from about 13 feet in the air.
Oh, yeah.
With those.
Yeah. He's the only guy in Lawn Drive that can dunk on an 11-foot rim without standing or without jumping. But, yeah, we got Wes Patterson here in the booth, the pride of Memphis and Hope Sound.
Still claim the 901, man. You can never take the Memphis out of you.
Yep.
Your grit and grind.
Been here a bunch. We used to play the Memphis Tigers back in the day. So in baseball during our baseball.
Man.
Yep. We lost to go to the World Series here in Memphis. 2000.
The Connie Mack?
Yeah. So it was 1998. I struck the guy out to win the tournament. Okay, but I bounced it. Kid swung and missed. I'm not going to mention the catcher's name, Kyle Bone, but he ended up drilling the dude running to first base, and they ended up winning. They ended up going. Memphis Tigers
probably
ended up going.
at Gagliano Field, wasn't it?
It's crazy. I don't know.
That's where it was at.
It was.
Connie Mack. That's how I played for the Tigers.
Yep, 1998. I was on the Florida Pokers.
The Florida Pokers.
Yep. Ben Johnson was on that team. Kid was a stud. He played in the big leagues.
Ben Johnson's, played at
Germantown.
Germantown.
He's a Germantown guy.
That was a year with Germantown, won a national championship.
Yeah.
They were like $40 billion and 0, and it's
yeah.
Phil Clark leading the head coach. I don't know if Phil Clark's still coaching, but he's a legend around here.
Wind's starting to shift a little bit downwind. You got Sean Johnson at 381, Reed Russell 367. Reed always putting himself in final 8s. Finished second to Martin Borgmeyer in the first tournament of the year in not Memphis and in Mesquite. Volume 1, Reed Russell, a gentleman that joined he almost joined the 230 club, 229.9. But I guess the question right now on YouTube is, what's the best barbecue in Memphis?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would probably say Germantown Commissary is probably the best. And a good thing, a lot of guys have already asked that question. Germantown Commissary, and I'm a big Central Barbecue fan. Big Central Barbecue fan. Don't go to Corky's. Sorry, Corky's. Not repping it, but yeah, Commissary or Central Barbecue or Barbecue Shop really is, you can't go wrong. And if you want some ribs, go down the Rendezvous downtown.
Well, I don't have a car, so I'll go wherever anybody takes me.
Dude, they got this thing called Uber now. Like
Yeah,
you press
I know.
a button
Well,
and people will actually come pick you up.
The Uber that I took last night, the windshield was shattered. There was, I don't know, like an entire buffet of, we had McDonald's, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, and whatever, and the seat all over the place. But you know what? I ended up getting. It was an Uber XL, you know. And at 2 in the morning, I didn't care what car I got in, but you know what? I got there safe and sound, and I ended up taking an Uber here today. Reed Russell's at 367. Glenn Wilson Jr., who ended up getting an exemption yesterday, is in slot number 3,
Glenn.
working on a number. Looks like he's going to go OB
no.
left.
Glenn's one of my favorite people out there, man. Glad to see him back.
He's awesome, man. Him and like I said, him and Spencer, best friends. Awesome guys. Spencer always hosting in Memphis. And this is always a fun tournament. And like you said, it's a little bit different than putt-putt. I mean, you got it. It's a beautiful, like, amphitheater type of feel here with all the trees surrounding. It's nice, you know.
Yeah, you can't beat hitting on this. I mean, putt-putt was a fun little venue because you never know what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
But
you get some crazy crosswinds. Good luck trying to keep balls in play on that grid.
Oh, yeah.
So, Reed Russell, 367. Everybody has gone OB in this set. Reed Russell with 200 points.
Can't go be with a ghost player.
At every stop in the World Long Drive Tour, we'll follow a different athlete at the grid. In LaSalle, Colorado, it was Seb Twiddell, a 22-year-old rookie coming off of his first event win in Mesquite Volume 2.
Yeah, I think every year World Long Drive has a really special person that's introduced to the game from anywhere around the world, and Seb has been that person this year.
He's obviously a freak of nature. Was he about 6'6", 260?
His legs come up to my head, so that's an obvious advantage in the long drive game when you're 7'2".
He's put on a ton of weight, 30, 40 pounds over the last year. He's a freak, and freaks are good for our sport because it gets people to come out and watch.
He has a very high intelligence when it comes to athleticism. He's able to learn quickly, and we've been able to see that over this year from him going to a very fresh rookie, and now he kind of looks like a veteran.
If Seb figures it out, and if Seb continues to perform like he has been, it kind of narrows the field down to only a number of guys who can win. So selfishly, I kind of want Seb to go back to his old ways, because if he's like this, he's tough to beat.
I said he's going to be probably pretty good, and then he hit like 240 or something, and then he beat me. So we're not friends. About it.
JJ opened up in China. Like we were just, he's always like the introvert that you get nothing out of, and then all of a sudden it was like, where did he come from?
He is one of my top 5 in the planet best friends. He doesn't know he's my best friend, but he's my best friend.
He is so funny.
He is low-key hilarious.
Yes, he is. I mean, his delivery is flawless. Like he would be such a good comedian. Like, and then people will be like, "There's no way." Like JJ doesn't say anything, and like, yeah, he does. He does. He's quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
So Seb Twiddell, like you said, coming off of a car wreck. I mean, just right now, just curious to know how he's feeling. I mean, he said he's sore. His chest is sore, and you're not going to see these massive numbers from him more than likely. But he's got a ball in play, and that last ball down the right side stayed in. 345 Kyle Gabbard at 354 Maurice Allen, 2018 world champ. 205. I like this ball from Maurice. Let's take a peek at the height. A little bit of a he spun at 2,900, 188 feet in the air. That's his ball flight, though. Maurice is a guy that's going to hit it high. He hits it high launch, normally a little bit lower spin. And, to win his 2018 world champion, if you just tuned in for the first time, he was able to carry it about a yard or two farther than everybody on a carry grid and, went up against absolute monsters and won. But, yeah, Maurice has won all over the world. He's a guy that's extremely tough. and did break his hand a couple years ago. Broke 5 bones in his hand, but there's a 208 from Maurice. We talked about it on the range with him, just like Sandra Karlberg. A little nervous first tournament, hasn't hit in a while, missed the center of the face, but when he did catch one, you saw a 208, 210 from him. So Maurice has got plenty of speed. Just a matter of getting more reps on the grid. I feel like ball number 5 was in play.
I think it was too.
It was. It says it's OB as of right now. Once again, let's look for the underlying number, but I like the profile of Maurice's 5th ball.
353. Could you imagine swinging 150 coming off a totaled car accident?
67, Maurice.
Very
That
nice.
was ball 5, by the way. That ball was
ball
hammered.
5.
That was ball 5. That ball was hammered. Good work there from the 2000. There he is. He's talking. We love it. He's back. Yes. I love it. So, so Maurice is at 250. We're definitely going to get him in the booth here.
God.
So it's funny because when Maurice, when we started doing these Golf Channel events in 2017, people would talk about like, who do you want to win? I'm like, I want Maurice to win every single tournament besides World Championships because I want to win.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the amount of eyeballs that he's going to bring into the sport, it's just, you just never know when you get a microphone in front of him what's going to come out of his mouth, and he rises to the occasion. Someone like a Martin Borgmeyer, I mean, just they're entertainers. Bobby Ray is someone now that's coming out that's that's really truly fun to watch, and to have Maurice Allen on the tee box and in these tournaments it's I enjoy watching him hit golf balls, and I love his personality. He just he gets after it. He could care less who's on the tee box, similar to like Phyllis. Like they don't care, they're just going to hit, and
you always get energy from him.
Yep.
No matter what, it'd be dead out here, and you're always going to get some energy from Maurice.
Yep. So he talked about his longest ball in competition. I remember that, the one in Denver, that he did win at 483 yards. I thought for sure, like if we got a nice gust to win in Denver last time, that we were going to go for 500, but still hasn't happened as of yet. Maurice Allen takes down that set, so he's currently in the lead with several guys still have to hit in round number 2, but he's at 250 points. Will Hogue, slot number 1. Slot number 1 seems to be the slot that most of the guys have been successful in. Let's talk about let's say Glenn Wilson Jr. Slot number 4 finally got a ball in play there. Nice to see Glenn on the tee box as well, but Will Hogue is a home game for him, and made his debut in 2013, and during the 2018 season, he won 3 events in the U.S., and then he won, obviously, in Mexico as well, in a different Long Drive World Series. So Will knows how to win tournaments, and he's one of the best long drivers on the planet. He's been around for over 10 years now, and is the captain now of here in Germantown, Tennessee.
Fire Department.
Fire Marshal Will, and
Ooh, that was a good one.
he's also an amateur competitor in bench press. And I remember saying like his weight, and I was off, and he bench pressed. I think it was 465. Will, if I'm wrong, you're allowed to punch me in the face. But I think he did 465, and he weighed 215 pounds, which is just dumb. That's insane.
Have you ever squatted 465?
I don't think I've ever squatted a day in my life.
I don't think so either, man.
The biggest weight I've lifted is a 3-pound dumbbell for rotator cuff exercises, and that's about it. So once again, we got Wes Patterson, in the booth with me, and Will the Thrill in slot number.
There he goes, Glenn. I love it. I knew that was coming. Him and Maurice always barking. Dude. It's awesome.
Glenn with a duck hook left, yelling at it to go in. I love it. That's funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and Glenn started a shaft company back in the day, 4-3 with Spencer McDaniel.
He made some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And Dan Lambert.
Hey,
Dan Lambert.
You got a little faster there, Glenny.
Yeah.
He's got to hit the center of the face. Man,
Yes.
that's always what has been a problem, is hit the center of the face and a lot of OB sets.
Look at the profile from Sean Johnson. Perfect little butter cut there. Laser on ball number 5 there from Sean Johnson, but just a model of consistency right now. Sean Johnson is starting to settle into the season. His last 2 events, he's looking awesome. In the first 2 sets here in Memphis, Sean Johnson is looking good. Catch every single World Long Drive Tour competition right here on the World Long Drive YouTube channel. The Amateur, Senior, Women's, and Open Division Championship will be available on the Golf Channel. To stay up to date on everything WLD, follow us on social at World Long Drive. The World Long Drive Virtual Tournament is live. All summer long, compete in this virtual tournament for a chance to win a cash prize. World Long Drive is giving away $1,000 in monthly prize money to the top driver in each division. Top 50 per division will advance to the finals in September with a prize pool of $25,000. You can enter as many times as you want. For full details and to register, visit worldlongdrive.com or scan this QR code on your screen right now. All right, Wes and I have this Bridgestone E9 long drive ball. Have you had to make any adjustments from this ball to
Yeah, I mean,
top flight?
It's just like any golf ball. They have different profiles, and that's what's crazy about this sport is these guys figure out the golf ball. When I first hit it the first time, I thought there was no way there's 230, and all of a sudden now there's 230. Now there's 240 with this thing. I think I figured it out. I won't this week finally, but trying to get some ball speeds up there. But it's a consistent ball. I feel like finally we have a consistent ball. You hit it, if you center punch it, it's going to go where it's supposed to go for the most part. So
Yeah.
shout out to Bridgestone for that.
It does fly straight. It's a good ball. It really is. I mean, it's not going to light up the radar. It's not going to be, if you're in a speed war, it's not one that, it might be a mile or two, but at the end of the day, it's about the longest flying golf ball, and this thing flies a really long way.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really does. So, Reed Russell 356, Bryce Mooney 341, Sean Williams without a mark right now, and David Watt at 320. Let's go to the questions here. Fire away. Let's see what we got. Let's see what they're saying
Sean
here. In
Williams, all Navy, 90 degrees humid.
Zach Holton has entered the chat room, and he has smashed GT Commissary. Is that it?
Yeah, Germantown Commissary. Oh,
okay.
yeah. Germantown
Brian
Commissary.
Roberts is in the house. He'll be in Canada in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be making his North American debut, Brian Roberts. And soon he will be in the United
What
States.
a good dude, man.
Bry's
I
the
miss
man.
him.
We had fun last year.
That was the cool thing about the China event,
Yeah.
man. Everybody from everywhere was there.
Yeah.
And granted, we had some obstacles, but I think that kind of brought the community together a little bit while we were out there.
Kind of showed up to a place, and they had to drop a credit card to rent the range. Like, we just literally just showed up and was like, hey, we're going to throw a long drive tournament here.
Luckily, somebody won that. And
Hey.
I mean, we got to stay at the Ritz-Carlton for like $100 a night.
And the best part was that they said that it was sold out. I'm like, I haven't seen anybody here all week.
That was the wildest thing about China. There's so many people, but you never saw anybody.
I know.
Ever.
And then we would eat. I remember our first meal we ate at some place.
Chimac.
Yeah, or not Chimac. No, you and I went to this
Oh,
place,
yeah.
and we had to bust out Google Translate and order food, and we were just ordering the most random things. Like I was eating like bones and ligaments. I'm like, what do we order here?
Remember when we first sat down, we had one person come over, and then the next, all of a sudden we had 25 people watching us eat.
Like
They're just
staring at us.
enamored that we were there.
Like they're all laughing
man.
at us.
It was so funny.
Reed Russell takes it down at 364. Bryce Mooney 341. David Watt 338. Sean Williams 322. But yeah, that was an interesting. Yeah, and say talking about Brian Roberts, I got we did all those. I did all the Long Drive World Series events that year. Went to Mexico City, London. We went out to Dubai and got to see Brian Roberts, and he actually was the #1 seed in London.
Mm-hmm.
And watched his ball fly. I'm like, dude, this guy rips it. And then we saw him out in China. But yeah, and we got to hang out last year. Me and Bri, we walked with Bryson at the Open Championship, and we're following him the whole time, shooting video, and then Bryson's caddy, he's like, hey, he gave me the credential to walk inside the ropes. I'm like, sorry, Bri, I'm gonna leave you. I'm not leaving you hanging, but I'll see you later. So. But that was a cool experience.
Bri is still laying tile over there in Wales.
He's an artist. You guys need
tile in Wales.
Yeah,
Bri
he's
Roberts.
your guy. But Andy Gregory, good morning, howdy. So
I mean, do you think, how does Martin get these things on?
Very carefully. Marty Borghi, 240 in slot number 2. We
155.
talk about it all the time, so if this is the first time you've ever tuned in, Martin Borgmeyer is the number 1 seed going into this tournament, or this bracket, so he hits in slot number 1, and then he has a 20 to 25 minute break. Huge break in between. This is the longest one he'll have, so it's either an advantage or a disadvantage, you know, by taking that much time off. If you have a rough first set, then you have time to readjust. If you have a great first set, you got to wait a long time to hit next. But he'll hit in slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, and slot 4 twice. So Martin Borgmeyer, world number 2, 2022 world champ, wearing quadruple XL shorts. Yeah,
From the
looking
kids
good.
section. Triple X kids.
Yeah, but as I said, Marty Borghi is what a personality, you know, a great world champion, a great, just a good dude, and fun to watch, and an unbelievable ambassador for our sport, you know. And I can say it, he's going to put more miles on an airplane than anybody else this year. Yeah, I know the boys from Australia, Seb and Matt, are flying a lot, but a lot of them just kind of parked themselves in Florida. So not a bad place to live as well. So Mr. Borgmeyer working on a number here. It looks like he's aiming out just a smidge right, trying to hit a draw here. There you go. Ooh. That one just kind of stayed out there. That turned back. I mean, he made the adjustment, but did he get too much turnover? If this one's in play, this one's a bomb. This one's 219, flirting down the right side. And the angles are going to be not as tight as they were in Denver. They're not going to be hit. We're not hitting at 450, 460 yards. So balls that flirt down that right side might stay in play just based off of distance. They're going to be hitting at 360, 370, 380 right now. So Borgmeyer's 4th ball didn't stay in play. I mean, essentially right now he needs to hit a bunt. So this one's fighting up.
That's one thing that people don't give us credit for. All these guys travel so much. How can you travel back and forth from Germany and at the wear and tear on your body and still roll out here and just out of bed 155?
Unreal.
I mean, it's nuts.
You know, 366 for Martin Borgmeyer. He's in the lead. I'm going to say that it's going to be safe. He did step on the gas there, a little bit of a recoil. Fastest swing I've seen him get, 225 ball. So, yeah, Marty stepped on it, and he's got it in the tank when he needs it. But, you know, guys like him and JJ, they can throttle themselves, and even Kyle. But Kyle's hit that reserve. He looked really fast today. Borgmeyer takes it down. It is official. Bry Roberts has retired from tiling. Mitchell Michael, Mitch Dobbins in the house. Good morning.
Well, what's Bry doing now? I mean, how do you leave such a talented? He was so talented in that field, and you just retired.
I think he should have just duplicated himself. Yeah. You know, have like 50 guys working for him. You know,
it's a lot easier when you have somebody else doing it for you.
Yeah, but yeah, looking forward to, you know, eventually seeing Bry in person again. I'm not sure if I'm going to go over to Liverpool. I know it's close to him. Go watch the Open. But right now we have Maurice Allen, Sean Williams, Sean Johnson, and Jeff Schmuck waiting for the update here in front of me. It's trying to update here on my laptop. Hasn't popped up as of yet, so we're not going to have any numbers currently in front of me, so I can make them up. Oh, Maurice, here we go. Maurice, 335. Sean Williams, 312. Jeff Schmuck, 314. Maurice Allen winning the last set. He's at 250 points, but Martin, Reed Russell, and Sean Johnson won the first 2 sets, so they're sitting comfortably at 400 points, a couple bunts, and they're in. So the guys that you expect to be in the round of 32 more than likely will be there. I mean, everybody's always susceptible to OB sets, but we're keying in on Maurice Allen right now, the 2018 world champ. And I saw close to a 210 ball from Maurice earlier, so he had a little bit of a struggle getting in as well yesterday. He was telling us like his flights were out of control too.
I feel like it was a common theme for most.
Yes.
Atlanta airport where I was at was quite a mess.
So right now, Sean Johnson is in the lead at 360. I like looking at Sean's profile. Like there's just like baby cuts. Now let's look at the height, 204. Is the high ball going to work today? That'll be a sign because he hit at 218. Ball speed, good launch, good spin. I mean, in Denver, that's gone. So that went 357.
Yeah, that's a little too high.
Little bit lower of a ball flight. So the ball that you hit 360 was 94 feet in the air. It was about 212, 213-ish.
What was that in the playoff?
Yeah.
In the playoff, yeah. I was trying to come straight down on the ball to make sure I got one in play.
Yep.
I mean, Sean. Imagine him pitching, man. He's throwing that ball from like 49 feet.
Yeah, he's 8'4". He's tall, man.
Good kid, man. I really enjoy it.
Nice guy.
I really enjoy the new guys out here too. Everybody's fast and everybody's a good dude for the most part.
Getting a picture on Bry. There he is. Thumbs up. Looks like he's in the pro shop. Oh, he's got it on live. Good stuff. I said, tell Wes. There you go. Hey, there we are.
Hey, buddy.
There we are.
Bry Roberts.
Hey, Bry. What's up, buddy?
That's
Mitch Dobbin.
Unfortunate because I need a new bathroom at my house. I need a new shower put in. So I guess you lost out on that, buddy.
Yeah.
Send some recommendations if you can. Fly somebody in for it.
Starting to pick up as far as followers, 300 live on YouTube right now. If you have any questions, fire away. Sean Johnson with 3 straight wins. He will be in the round of 32.
Let's see, Reed and Kyle Gabbert. Kyle Gabbert, man, he is absolutely dangerous nowadays.
He is. He keeps putting a lot of balls in play, and he's fast. It's his ball flight, little right to left. It's a nice high draw. So 2021 amateur world champ. We've said his name 5 times now. Kyle Gabbert. We told 4. Now it's 5. That's 5. We guaranteed his father 7. 7.
Does it count if I say it?
It does count,
okay.
Yes. Kyle Gabbert, 6. Obi left. AJ Katusi, Tommy Baltazar, Reed Russell with 2 wins. He just needs to hit a couple balls in play, and you will see him in the round of 32. Reed's always ending around, final 8s and ended up winning in Utah last year against Colton Casto. Reed Russell, former ball player as well. Do you think it's easier to be a pitcher in long drive or a position player?
I would say a position player. Depends if you played golf on your off days. Someone like you didn't play much golf on his off days.
No, I kind of was the guy who would go out and I never drank. I just stayed out late.
Yeah.
And then I would sleep like 10 hours.
To be out. I mean, when you have to be to the ball field at 2:30 in the afternoon, why do you have to go to bed early?
No, I know. It's tough. Like, you get done with your game at like 11, then you're sitting in the locker room until like 12. You eat, and then, go hang out. Go have some fun.
Somebody starts playing Mario Kart in the locker room, and you leave at 3 a.m.
Mine was more like internet, playing poker and the internet. Once we had Wi-Fi in AA, I was like, oh, it's on. In between batting practice and the game, I was connected to, the internet playing poker. So Reed Russell, 357, is in the lead. AJ Katusi's 310. Tommy Baltazar.
Working hard lately, trying to change up his swing a little bit.
Yeah. So normally, his misses like very similar to Colton's. I feel like they're almost identical hitters, minus the fact that Reed's slightly bigger. He probably weighs 30, 40 pounds more. It's kind of been like the theme, 30, 40 pounds. So, but Reed Russell looking good right now to have 600 points.
good
Kyle
ball
Gabbard
from
has
Kyle.
plenty of gas in the tank. Gabbard with
left.
a 364-yard drive was his longest ball. So, Kyle Gabbard, we have hit your threshold of 7, and now you're at 10 mentions. You are welcome.
Oh, man.
You know what would be funny if we were like, we're close to Tuna, could you bet on is like, how many times are they going to say their name over under, you know? Minus 10 to say it 7.5 times in a
Hey, you
set.
got to go to Southland now, the dog track. They shut down the dog track, but the casino is a lot nicer. So that's where everybody's going. But I was talking about that earlier. I want to know what the odds are that I finish second place in a set. Because this year I've finished second place 100 out of like 110 sets.
Well, Wes Patterson, it's an absolute honor and privilege to be in the presence of your greatness, and congratulations on fighting through on round 5 and in the playoffs to get into tomorrow. You enjoy your barbecue, buddy, and good luck tomorrow. Wes Patterson, the pride of Memphis, the Global Infinity Series champion.
Golden Invitational.
The man with the only golden ticket in long draft. Catch every single World Long Drive Tour competition right here on the World Long Drive YouTube channel. The Amateur, Senior, Women's, and Open Division Championship will be available on the Golf Channel. To stay up to date on everything WLD, follow us on social at World Long Drive. We got Marty Borghi, the Germinator, slot number 3, going up against Will Hogue and David Wad. We have a ghost player, so just putting a ball in play, always a premium. Get some points on the board because the worst case scenario, you're going to have 50 points. Will Hogue with the ball down the left side. This one's flirting down there. 212 ball. Will Hogue, 143 feet in the air. That one stayed in play. That one should roll out. That one's OB. Home game for Will, the pride of Germantown, Fire Marshal Will. Now Captain Hogue. Looks like this one's going to stay and play a little low to Lania. And now we have the 2023 European Long Drive Games Hanover champion, Josh Koch.
Thank you.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
What are you seeing so far today?
Well, obviously Memphis, not too big of balls here, right? Historically, anything around 4 is a huge ball here. Seems like Martin's hitting a little flatter ball than he was in Denver. Seems to be working out a little bit. T-box is aimed a little left, which I like.
Yeah, that's good for you. He's hitting little cutties.
Little cuts.
You know?
Yeah. Not much to say today.
Yeah. A man of many words, Josh Koch. You've been getting stronger as the tournament goes, or this year's gone on. How you feeling physically?
Honestly, not great right now. I tweaked my back Tuesday.
Because you're old.
I am old.
Hair.
I got gray hair. But I mean, it's just a minor tweak, nothing serious. As how I was feeling last year. Last year I felt awful, and so starting to build up again and see some nice speeds, and that's good. You get a little confidence, which is always nice. So.
Well, you're still tough regardless if you're not at 100%. I watched you last year. Didn't even think you were going to hit Mesquite, and you ended up taking second place. So we got Josh Koch. Let's see if we have. Let me see if I got some dirt on you here.
Yep.
Your biggest defeat was actually in Memphis. Why is my name on this? You lost to me to get an exemption to Worlds, 2018. Unbelievable.
I let you win.
No, I let you stay in. Here's the thing. If I go OB, guess who gets into the World Championships? Josh Koch. But you know what? I wasn't going OB. I had a 12-year streak, bro. I couldn't go OB. I couldn't do it to myself.
Technically, I don't think that's 12 years. I think because that one, there's an asterisk by that year.
Which one? 2019?
The one you got in.
I didn't go OB though. I wasn't gonna do it. We got Josh Koch in the booth. I know that we have notes on you. What's your world ranking right now?
5.
All right, 5th ranked. Look at this. Look at all these notes that I have. Look at this. I have notes upon notes upon notes. But Josh Koch ranked 5th in the world, taking a win in Germany. What was it like competing overseas? Was that your first time competing overseas?
Yeah, it was awesome. The whole community, Hanover, came out. It kind of reminded me of like a Rochester event where there was a lot of people that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just was talking to Zane, about how important it is to take the sport global. There's a lot of untapped talent over there. Even markets like Asia, it'd be cool to see the sport expand over there and get the top guys over there.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, Wes was just in the booth talking about hitting in China, meeting a lot of the guys, and competing out there, which was awesome. And, Martin ends up taking second in that set, and Will Hogue ended up winning that one. So right now you got Sean Johnson, Reed Russell, and Martin Borgmeyer are going to be safely into the round of 32. You hit at 2:30?
Yeah, 2:30.
Okay.
So which is good. Give me more time to get the back loose. But nonetheless, I'm back in Memphis where I made my.
You made your debut, man.
That's where we fell in love, me and you.
Yep, I saw you qualify for Worlds, just hitting that turbo cut, and hitting it low too. You're hitting just low, like little butter cuts, and plenty fast. And that was in 2018, and then 2019. You started bursting onto the scene, getting on TV, getting famous. Now you have 2 kids.
A lot of gray hair.
A lot more gray hair. A lot more gray hair. What's it like being a dad?
Oh, it's amazing. It's the best. I love my daughters more than anything. They are puts a lot of things into perspective for you.
Your wife just tuned in, and she says you are in the doghouse for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's all right. She'd say the same thing. So
yeah, no, that's cool. I said it's so much fun being a parent, and I got a 6-year-old now, my little guy. I know Trey's not tuning in, but I need to bring him out to a tournament. Found out that they actually have a 7 and under long drive tournament.
There we go.
In like October. I might have to enter him. But right now, Bryce Mooney's at 352. Seb Twiddell, did you know that he got in a car wreck?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure they're trying to. Seb's a competitor. Seb is not going to make any excuses or anything. But unfortunate, but glad they're okay.
Yep. So he's like I said, Seb's in slot number 3. Just trying to stay in control right now.
How do his numbers look relative?
He's down a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, that might actually. I haven't been looking at his numbers the entire time, but that might be the fastest ball I've seen him hit so far. And I said I could be way off, but he's 213. But
you never know once you get up there, right? I mean, you could be feeling like crap, and then you get a little adrenaline, and it completely changes. How you feel and what you're able to do up there. Adrenaline is a beautiful thing.
Well, I know that you got to get ready for your tournament, but Josh Koch, it's good to see you, buddy. Good luck this week.
All right.
Introducing World Long Drive International memberships. World Long Drive welcomes all of their international affiliates as part of the World Long Drive family. With an international membership, our worldwide competitors now have the ability to compete in internationally sanctioned World Long Drive events, the ability to earn world ranking points, plus all of the great community membership benefits. Sign up for an international membership today at worldlongdrive.com. All pro memberships include the ability to compete in international World Long Drive sanctioned events. Learn more at worldlongdrive.com. It's your anniversary today. Josh Koch is in the doghouse. There is no doubt. He forgot. Oh, my gosh. And she is listening. You are in trouble. Josh wants to give his wife a shout-out. He says he's sorry and he loves you very, very much. Want to give it on air? All right. Hey, we're having some fun here. We're live. You know, we got like, I don't even know how many hours of live television. We're not perfect here, you know. There's 365 days in a year, Josh. You should probably know your anniversary. Should lay it on thick here. All right, so after 3 sets, Shawn Johnson, Reed Russell, Martin Borgmeyer, Will Hogue, Bryce Mooney, Maurice Allen, Seb Twiddell, and Kyle Gabbard. Well, they say Kyle, AJ Katusi, and Jeff Schmuck are at 200 points. Reed Russell looking good as always. Shawn Johnson at 600 points, so they got 3 wins. Borgmeyer just looked like he was hitting a little high on that last one. Just a few miss hits there from Marty Borgie, but he will be in. So, and it's humid, and it looks like the wind is in our face. So you're not going to see these massive numbers. So you'd be lucky to see 370, 380 right now. The wind is in the face. Nothing too crazy. Probably 3, 4, 5 mile per hour like yesterday. But there is some rollout. So I'm curious to see if guys are going to make adjustments on ball height. Because if there is rollout, kind of like the World Championships last year, probably in and around 130, 140, 150 with good landing angles will be good. And talked about Wes Patterson's ball to get in. He hit it 94 feet in the air and went 360. So there is rollout to be had on this grid. All right, I'm on right now. It's 334 people live on YouTube. Ask as many questions as you want. Will Hogue is at 345. Reed Russell's at 349. Maurice Allen still working on a number. It's important right now for Maurice to get a ball in. Really is. He's at 300 points. 350 going into is much better than 300. Like I said, right now if he took a third place, but if he center punches a ball, which his farthest drive is at 367, can easily take down a win here. So Maurice is down to his last 2 balls. Slot number 2, we got Reed Russell keyed in right now in slot 4, currently in the lead at 349. Obi left, 209 ball from Reed Russell. Maurice's Obi right. Daniel Ferguson's Obi left, and Will is out right. So they're down to their last golf balls. Maurice needing to put a ball in play to get some points on the board. The 2018 World Champ here in slot number 2. Looks like he's going to go first. Will's Obi left. Maurice, this one's flirting down that left side. Don't think he likes this one. Maurice here in slot 2. Looks like ball number 6 from Maurice Allen's going to go OB. Reed Russell, 349. Will Hogue, 345. Daniel Ferguson, 307. The wind shifted. We're not going to see these bigger numbers that we saw about 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Shawn Johnson with the longest ball of the set at 381. Martin Borgmeyer at 379. Then there's a bunch of guys in the 360s. All right, taking a peek at the notes right now, or the comments. It would be awesome to have a tournament in Australia. Just watching what happened in Adelaide at the Live event. My boys are out there, the guys that own Golf Gods, Sean and Dale. It was a giant party. So, yeah, I think we should lobby to try to get a tournament out in Australia and bring out some big crowds. And we know, to be expected in Kingsport, we're going to have a massive crowd out there for our first televised event. Shawn Johnson, yes, is at 381. Wind has shifted slightly. It said if you see a 360 ball right now, that is an absolute poke. The wind did die down. Very similar to Denver. It swirled a little bit. I mean, Denver, we'd have it in the face. We'd have a little bit of a crosswind and be a little downwind. Right now, we're seeing it swirl just a tad. and the flags almost look like they're turning around again to where it may be downwind. So Bryce Mooney with a ball right down the middle. A.J. Gattusi looks like his ball's OB left. Sean Johnson's OB right. We're at 340. A.J. Gattusi, 329. Bryce Mooney, 339. All right, let's take a peek at Sean Johnson. 385, that's a good ball, or 58, that's a good ball from Sean Johnson. So, yeah, the last 2 tournaments, Sean Johnson has turned up the heat and looks awesome. Him and Greg Knoll, guys that are always in and around final 8s. They're due for a win. It was nice to see Zach Holton get a W. And, once again, it's been 4 different winners on tour this year. Martin Borgmeyer won event number 1, Justin James number 2 in Hobe Sound, and then volume 2 in Mesquite. Sebastian Twiddell, and then Zach Holton taking down Denver, and it just an unbelievable, final set from him. Literally was, I think he could have probably hit it 350, and would have had the longest set of all time. I was trying to do the math. He was in and around like 2,300 yards, and I know that Joe Miller was just under 2,600. So I mean, he could have hit it essentially 300 yards and had the longest set in like the history of the sport. And even Martin Borgmeyer had a huge set where he only hit 5 balls a couple of heads-up matches before that. So definitely the ball flies significantly farther in Denver, and we might be a little bit above sea level, but I feel like I'm in South Florida right now. Sean Johnson yelling at it, 365, just putting on a clinic right now. Really is. I like the ball flight, 218.8, 2,500 spin launch. I mean, this is a perfect ball right here, 171. This one's good. Sean Johnson's rolling. He's going to have 4 straight wins, 376. Boom.
Introducing the new Bridgestone E9 Long Drive, co-designed by World Long Drive athletes to push the limits of distance, thanks to extreme ball speed and superior aerodynamic flight. Engineered for you to hit your longest drive. Drive the new E9 Long Drive, extreme distance for your game.
We talked about this ball earlier. It flies straight and it flies far, and that's the most important. This Bridgestone golf ball is awesome. I've been fortunate enough to hit this ball a bunch as well. Like after these tournaments, they might have a ball strike or 2 on them, but yeah, they're giving these competitors the opportunity to hit these balls in practice, and it really gives a nice response to the hands. And these guys are figuring out. Any sport, it's about making adjustments. And this golf ball is very, very consistent, and that's what you want out of a golf ball. We've used some in the past. Like I said, I always liked the Pinnacle Gold FX Long. I thought the Top Flight ball was great. The Slazenger ball was nice and hard. It was a hard golf ball that really gave you a good response to the hands. And then we ended up going with the Volvics that had kind of like a different finish. The golf balls are really, really fast, but you had to hit it straight. If not, there's going to be some different ball flight with the Volvics. But right now, Seb's starting to pick up the speed a little bit. He's at 360. And he, with a win, would put him at 450. So OB set from Maurice. It's going to hurt him a little bit, but there's a lot of guys that it's pretty top heavy right here. A lot of the big guys are winning these sets, so there's going to be a log jam in and around 400 points. But if Seb takes this down, this would put him at 450. Jeff Schmuck right now is at 200. A win for him would be huge. His longest drive so far is at 341. David Wadd's longest drive is 342. So right now, just based off of yardages alone, it looks like Seb Twiddell is going to be safe at 360. And if he's not feeling great, I think right now would be a good time to try to conserve some energy. But he's starting to climb the ladder. He might be getting loose here. He mentioned his chest was a little sore. He's at 217.7. the Mesquite Volume 2 champion and top 8 finisher in Denver. And slot number 4, 22-year-old stud from Australia. That looked like a nice tempoed swing right there from Seb. Little right to left. And you know what? I mean, honestly, I would rather see him hit right to left misses than left to right misses. His right to left miss looks better. Looks better on TV, too, if you're tuning in. As we used to say, or we still say, the prototypical ball flight for Seb has been left to right. Him and Sam Judah, they've tightened it up. But Sam Judah will not be here this week. He will be missed. So a little overcooked this one here from Seb. That one's OB, but 219. So he's starting to climb the speed charts here. It was in and around 210 to start off the first couple sets, and that one was 219. But, the guy with the 240.8 mile per hour ball speed is now sitting at 450 points. If we're talking about ball speed, Kyle Berkshire went off, ended up having one OB set. But the 4 other sets, he had, the longest drives of the entire set, probably 8 to 10 balls with the longest ones. And Kyle, when he talks about his speed reserve, is smoothing it. And I think he had 231.2 was his fastball that I saw. But Kyle was sitting around 226, 227 comfortably. And Kyle looked awesome to start off set. The first group of hitters, and looked great in Denver, but he went in that heads-up match, and unfortunately went for himself, went OB, and Scott Littlefield ended up making the final 8, so we'll be seeing Scott Littlefield a little bit later. But right now, we're looking at the 2022 World Champ, Marty Borghi. Finished second in Denver, and ended up winning in Denver the year before, and ended up winning in Mesquite. So you're looking at world number 2 right now, Martin Borgmeier, the pride of Munich, Germany, the Germinator, Marty Borghi, 240. And slot number 4. So he's going to double up here. He's going to hit in slot number 4 the next 2 sets. Right now he's at 500 points. So most important thing for Martin, just put a ball in play. We haven't seen anybody not get in at 525 points. Got Kyle Gabbard in slot number 3, Glenn Wilson in 2, and Sean Williams in 1. I'm going to get a slow motion video since I know that I'm not going to be on camera. So I'm going to get a slow-mo of Marty Borghi here. Good view here. It's a good swing. 220 for Martin Borgmeier. Little right to left, similar to Seb Twiddell. Sean Williams is on the board first at 337 yards. We have Glenn Wilson without a number. Kyle Gabbard without a number as of yet. Martin with a low laser. This is like a Wes Patterson ball right here. 62 feet in the air, but you know what? Those balls rolled a long way. Wes hit a low ball at 94 feet, and it rolled 360. So we'll see how far this one goes. Let's see how much rollout we got from Martin Borgmeier here in slot number 4. Got a great view here in the 3X slow-mo. This one will go on Lawn Drivers later. OB left. Glenn Wilson is OB right. Still don't have a number on Martin Borgmeier. I feel like the ball that he hit skinny is in play. 322. Glenn yelling. That is 322 ball. We'll go to YouTube here in a second and get, if you have any questions or comments, let's take a peek. Fire away. This one looks like it might stay in Martin Borgmeier. Big high draw. Let's go to YouTube. Once again, we are live in Memphis, Tennessee. This is group number 2. 8 men have already advanced to the 8 o'clock group. This is group number 2, the 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Try the double pump, Martin. Martin tried the double pump, if you saw, not too long ago, and obliterated the shaft. The prototypical drop, yeah, Chelsea Odom. We had the honor and privilege to sit with Chelsea in the booth in Denver, getting married. Borgmeyer still doesn't have a number. Gabbard with a 361. All right, so Borgmeyer with a club twirl. That last ball looks like it might have been in play. 365, Borgmeyer on the last ball, gets it in there. Kyle Gabbard, 361. That'll put Gabbard at 300. So if Gabbard wins his last set, he would have 500 points, so more than likely he would be getting in. Let's take a peek at all the OB sets we have right now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Not too many OB sets right now. And a lot of it has to do with the angles. You know, we talked about Denver. Guys are hitting at 450, 460. You're going to go OB, you know, but we're in Memphis. It doesn't go as far. No OB sets.
Looking to compete on the World Long Drive Tour for the largest prize purses in World Long Drive history? Pro and amateur members can compete in their respective divisions all summer long as World Long Drive kicks off their 2023 tour. Visit worldlongdrive.com to become a member and view all the registration dates for upcoming tour events. Introducing World Long Drive International memberships. World Long Drive welcomes all of their international affiliates as part of the World Long Drive family. With an international membership, our worldwide competitors now have the ability to compete in internationally sanctioned World Long Drive events, the ability to earn world ranking points, plus all of the great community membership benefits. Sign up for an international membership today at worldlongdrive.com. All pro memberships include the ability to compete in international World Long Drive sanctioned events. Learn more at worldlongdrive.com.
5 people have punched their ticket to the round of 32. Sean Johnson, Reed Russell, Martin Borgmeyer, Will Hogue, Bryce Mooney, Seb Twiddell is currently on the, you know, that orange that you guys can see. Maybe you can't see it. I can. More than likely, Seb's going to get in at 450 points. We have, I don't think anybody technically is mathematically out as of right now. Tommy Baltazar, if he did win this set, he would have 375 points, which would put Maurice and Kyle Gabbard on the bubble. Daniel Ferguson is at 125 points. I mean, technically, anybody that wins this would have, you know, an outside chance, but they would be sitting at, the best would be at 375 points, and that would be Tommy Baltazar. So right now, they don't have any numbers on the board. It looks like Daniel Ferguson's ball is going to stay in play. Daniel Ferguson currently has 125 points. But look at what Bobby Ray has done. You know, they're bringing out the sleeveless shirts. I love it. Trendsetter. So right now, Tommy Baltazar is in the lead. That would put him at 375, which would force like a Kyle Gabbard or Maurice Allen. They have to get second or better. So right now, Sean Williams can be the spoiler here. He would put 300 points on the board. So that would give Maurice and Kyle a better opportunity. Where if they could, you might actually see a 350 get in. A 350 could potentially get in on this. So a win from Jeff Schmuck, David Wadd, Glenn Wilson Jr., AJ Katusi, Kyle Gabbard, or Maurice Allen would more than likely give them, you know, get them in. Maurice Allen and Kyle Gabbard for sure, because 500's in. Seb Twiddell, I think he's in at 450. But right now, Sean Williams is going to put himself at 300 points if no one improves. Very top-heavy in this bracket as far as points go. But Sean Williams is going to take down the set that's going to put him at 300 points. And I said he's currently on the bubble, but if Kyle Gabbard or Maurice Allen hit a ball in play, he would be eliminated at 300 points. I said we've seen 375s get in the past. 350 it's possible. So we had 4 guys in a playoff last round robin. So they had 4 guys hitting for 1 spot. Wes Patterson ended up taking it down. All right, big set here for Maurice Allen. He's at 300 points. If he wins, he's 100% in. I think even a second place would put him at 400. He would have a good chance of getting in. But Seb Twiddell is 100% in now at 450 points. Maurice Allen is going up against A.J. Katusi, Glenn Wilson Jr., David Watt. If Glenn Wilson wins this set, he would have 400 points. I like this ball. It might not be in play for Maurice, but what I like to see is 208. I like that. And Maurice, he's a guy that's going to be hitting it 180, 90 feet in the air. He hits it high, and his ball carries a long way. Glenn Wilson with a 343 ball on the board. Glenn ended up getting in yesterday. This ball's down the left side, 204. It's a good ball for Glenn right now. Back in 2016, Glenn was the fastest guy on the planet. He was at 225, and you can just tell, Glenn's an awesome dude. I'm going to try to get him in the booth, and enjoys competing. Glenn Wilson with a 361, Maurice Allen with a 356. So right now, Glenn's yelling. So right now, if Glenn wins this set, he would have 400 points. If Maurice Allen takes second currently, he would be in second with 400 points. So Glenn Wilson and Maurice would be tied at 400. Maurice talking to Glenn. Well, here's the good thing. Maurice talking with Glenn right now. Glenn hit a good ball. He really did. He had a nice tight draw down that left side in about 205. And we've seen this golf ball react to guys that center punch a golf ball, and it gives them some good yardages. Maurice, a little bit of a miss hit here at 198, but look at the club speed. Maurice is starting to get faster. So if Maurice can lower that ball flight just a tad, 208, 209, say hits at 170, 180 in the air, he definitely has what it takes to go farther. He's at 367 for the longest drive of this tournament so far. This one's a little skinny for Maurice, but we're looking at Glenn Wilson Jr. at 361 and Maurice Allen at 356. As we used to call Glenn the Whopper. All right. If Maurice doesn't improve, he will be at 400 points, and so will Glenn Wilson Jr. OB left for Maurice. All right, so they're going to have 400 points. So it's going to come down to Kyle Gabbard. AJ Gattusi, too, could have won that set, and he would have been at 450 points. So AJ, that would have got him in. So right now, Kyle Gabbard is on the outside looking in. Jeff Schmuck could win his set and be at 400. We might have a logjam again at 400. So once again, we had 4 guys hit for one spot earlier on today. But Glenn Wilson with a must win gets the W. So him and Maurice are going to be tied. So I think a worst case scenario is that we're going to have a worst case scenario for Maurice and Glenn, they're going to have a playoff. But if you're just tuning in right now, 12:30 Central Time is going to be group number 3, and 2:30 Central Time will be group number 4. And tomorrow we'll come out at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, hey, here we go. We're going to get some people on here later. Kyle's going to be coming back. Going to try to get Kyle on and even get Glenn Wilson. Glenn's awesome in the booth. We might even interview Will here, who's in slot number 4. Will, the pride of Memphis, Fire Marshal Will, now Captain Will. He is safely in, but this is a huge set for Kyle Gabbard because if Kyle wins, he would knock out Jeff Schmuck. So it looks like you're going to have Glenn Wilson and Maurice Allen potentially in a playoff. But if Kyle Gabbard takes third or worse, then they're in. So Bryce Mooney's got a number on the board. Bryce Mooney is in. So 6 guys currently are in. Sean Johnson, Reed Russell, Martin Borgmeyer, Will Hogue, Bryce Mooney, and Seb Twiddell. Maurice Allen and Glenn Wilson, worst case scenario, will be in a playoff for one spot. It is possible if Jeff Schmuck does win this set and Kyle Gabbard takes second place, then we'll have 4 guys again in a playoff for one spot. Will Hogue, 353, takes the lead. Gabbard still working on a number. Looks like Jeff Schmuck's down the left side in play. I'm looking in slot number 3 at Kyle Gabbard currently. This one is going to be Obi left from Kyle Gabbard. He's going to have 3 balls left or 2 balls left. Jeff Schmuck with the ball down the middle. Let's look at his ball speed numbers. 203.9, 143 in the air, 22 carry. Looks like a decent ball from Schmuck. Not sure if he center punched that one. What's the longest drive he's hit so far? 343. It's 326. Kyle Gabbard doesn't like it. So putting a lot of pressure on himself to get this last ball in. Kyle has plenty of gas in the tank. If he technically took what's on the board, 344 better, he would at least put himself in a chance for a playoff. If he hits it past 353 right now, he would be in the lead. Will Hogue down the left side's OB. Will's down to his last ball. And it looks like Kyle Gabbard does have one more ball left. Okay. We're taking a look. Bryce Mooney, this one's in play down the left side. Looks like a little bit of a miss hit for Bryce. Jeff Schmuck needs to win this set to give himself an opportunity to get in. This one looks like it's going to be Obi right. Slot number 3, it's all. That was for me. the duck hook left. What was it? Oh, really? I'm looking at. I think Kyle Gabbard got this last one in too. Will, you're in. You're way in. But Kyle Gabbard on this last ball just hit a bomb. Hit a bomb on this last one. 365, huge win there. So Kyle Gabbard is going to get in on the last ball. And I said, barely, I was going to mention him at least 7 times. We mentioned Kyle Gabbard, now 16. So Kyle Gabbard on the last ball is going to be in. We're going to have a playoff against Maurice Allen and Glenn Wilson Jr. So Will Hogue with 355 on that last ball. I looked at the top tracer or the flight scope, and it looked like Will hit it OB. So we're going to have a playoff. The Whopper versus Maurice. Martin Borgmeyer is in, and Sean Johnson and Reed Russell have ran the table so far with all wins. Martin ended up taking second place in set number 3. But this grid is awesome. It's really, really nice out here. We're in Memphis, Tennessee. This is event number 5 on the schedule. We're going to be in Canada here in a couple weeks. We're going to be in Connecticut after that. We'll be in Utah, Oceanside, Kingsport, Tennessee. And then we're going to have our World Championships in Atlanta in October. All the gentlemen currently hitting are in play, or in. Seb Twiddell has slowly but surely climbed the ladder as far as speed. Sean Johnson, Obi right, Reed Russell left, Martin Borgmeyer. Looks like he's just eyeing that right side. Hit a little bit of a draw. I like this profile. There's the club twirl. He's pointing. It's a 220 ball for Martin, 212 feet in the air, sweeping across the grid. He likes it. Sean Johnson with the laser down the left side. If this one stays in play, this one should be nice. 219 from Sean Johnson. Stepping on the gas there. Martin Borgmeyer, 370. And Martin taking his time, as well he should. He likes it. This one's straight, too. 222.3, 2022 world champ with the laser. Right down the boulevard. 13 launch, 2,500 spin, 188 in the air. That's a good profile golf ball. We're looking at the wind. It's left to right now, 375. That's a big drive. And the only, there's a couple miles per hour different in ball speed, but that ball was dead straight for Martin. And he said he's taking his time, and you can tell he's stepping on the gas here. And honestly, when he swings harder, he hits it straighter. he really does. You know. And we always talk about Martin just gets tougher and tougher as the event goes on. And he's a guy that loves having the camera on him in crunch time, and he steps up and delivers. And really fun to watch him hit. So world number 2 and slot number 4, getting after it. Seb Twiddell with a 338. And if I was Seb, he doesn't necessarily have to hit too many balls. This isn't going to alter the outcome of the event right now because all 4 of these guys are in. And if he's a little sore, he's hitting because he has to, but he doesn't necessarily need to. So But what I like seeing here is the speed chart of the climb. You know, Martin at 225.1 now. I believe that's the second fastest I've seen today. Obviously, Kyle was just flying today, just cruising in the mid 220s and ended up going 231.2. So Kyle is looking good to start off the tournament. So is Martin Borgmeyer. All these four guys all can win tournaments. These guys are studs. And you have two tour winners on the tee box currently right now with Martin Borgmeyer and Seb Twiddell. We're going to have a playoff against Maurice Allen and Glenn Wilson right now. So the 2018 world champ going against the fastest guy on the planet back in 2016. We're going to have a 6-ball playoff, so back-to-back round robins where we do have a playoff. 4 guys hit. And Group 1, Wes Patterson ended up taking it down to 360 yards. Seb Twiddell right now finished up in he took 6th place, it looks like, in there. So, but Sean Johnson is going to finish with, it looks like he's going to finish at the top there. Maybe, oh no, Martin's going to take it. He's going to have 900 points. So Martin's going to win that set, or win that group at 900 points. So the Germinator, Marty Borgi, 240. Taking it down. Glenn Wilson Sr. back in Texas watching. The living legend, the ball player. So that's got to be cool for Glenn Wilson Jr. to be in a big league locker room. You know, growing up, I was 18 years old sitting in a big league locker room and didn't know if I deserved to be there or not, but I can tell you I enjoyed it. It was awesome hanging out with the best ball players on the planet and taught me a lot. You know, being able to work with all different types of personalities and, you know, playing pro ball. I mean, half the guys weren't even speaking English. So it's like, well, how am I going to communicate with these guys? And really enjoyed pro ball. Taught me a lot over the 7 years, and was fortunate enough to take my son to his first, true big league game where he got to hang out on the field with the Reds. One of my best friends, J.R. House, is the third base coach for the Reds, and they are on absolute fire right now. I think they've won like 12 or 13 straight, and they got studs like rookies coming up through that organization. So watch out for the Reds. It's a really, really fun team to watch. Right now we got Maurice Allen and Glenn Wilson Jr. going to battle it out. Two guys that have been around the sport for a really long time. We talked about Maurice is literally won on every single continent besides Antarctica, and if there was a tournament on Antarctica, he would have competed in it. There's no doubt. He's won everywhere. He was the LDET Player of the Year a couple times, I think. And but Glenn, the Whopper, he might have a new nickname now, but back in the day, he was the Whopper. All right, look at the love and respect from the boys. And I got to talk to these guys on the range. They were hanging out together. We had a good chat for about 10 minutes with Maurice and Glenn. And it says, for me, it's nice to see these guys. And the beauty of Long Drive is that if these guys sit there and they train for this, they can get back. They can get back quickly to speed. And Maurice is got it in the tank where he can go 208 to 210. Glenn, I know that he's married with a bunch of kids, and I know it's not a priority number one for him. Very successful businessman as well. But I know that he truly enjoys being out here and competing. All right, so right now it's going to be important to put a number on the board early. Maurice Allen fighting down that right side. It's 198. Obviously, it's a miss hit for him, but that might be a number in play to put a little bit of pressure on Glenn. So Glenn did have, I think Glenn might have had an OB set. He did. He had an OB set in his first one. Uncharacteristic. Glenn normally puts balls in play. Maurice likes it. Let's take a peek at the numbers. If he's 208 to 210, that's a good one. A little bit of a miss hit for Maurice, but I like the profile of that shot, a little right to left, 162 feet in the air. Now, if he center punches that one, that's a big number. So Glenn's got a number on the board, but that won't work. This one's fighting down the left side for Glenn. He's walking towards it. Is it going to stay in play? That is the question. Maurice, 352. And the conditions are drying out right now, so we're going to get some good roll. And I think that probably are going to be some adjustments made. I know that a lot of the competitors listen to this broadcast. I'm going to say the lower ball and roll is going to be good. So Glenn looks like he hit this one well, but just face open, a little bit at impact, a little bit too much movement, about 40 yards of left or right. Maurice Allen's going to go OB right. So Glenn's going to have to center punch this one. His farthest drive of the tournament so far is 361, so he has plenty of gas in the tank. He had to hit at 361 to win the last set to go into a playoff against Maurice. This one looks like it's going to go OB right. All right, so Maurice Allen looking good here. Glenn's down to his last ball. The 2018 world champ getting ready to fire away. 197. So a slight miss hit for Maurice. Glenn's down to his last ball. The pride of Houston. He's saying fight back. This one's fighting down the left side, but it looks like he turned this one over right to left. A little bit of a double cross there for Glenn. Oh, wow, 208. He center punched that one, too. He hammered that. That's the fastest ball I've seen Glenn hit all day, too. And that was a good ball. But it looks like Maurice Allen, the 2018 world champ, world number 1. Back in the day there, he's coming back. I really enjoy watching Maurice hit a golf ball. And he's always going to put himself in an opportunity to keep advancing and keep fighting. And he's the type of guy that gets stronger and stronger and stronger as the event goes on. So Maurice Allen's going to take it down. Martin Borgmeyer, Sean Johnson, Reed Russell, Will Hogue, Seb Twiddell, Bryce Mooney, Kyle Gabbard, and Maurice Allen are going to finish off the top 8 here. So 16 men have advanced to the round of 32. We still have 32 more guys to hit. We're going to take 16. But yeah, I said we'll come back at 12:30 Central Standard Time and 2:30 to watch the final group of the day. But we're signing off here. We'll be back. We're live on YouTube in Memphis. World Long Drive.